Memphis, everybody knows, is where it all started. Situated as we are, right here on the Mississippi River, Memphis has always been a town of working people. Some might say we're a town of poor people, and they wouldn't be wrong in saying that either. But Memphis has always been a town of hard-working poor people, hard-scrapping poor people. Some might even say hard-hustling poor people. Of course, there's all kind of musicians who play all kinds of music all over Memphis. But when most people who are not from Memphis think about Memphis music, they think about the music that gets played on Beale Street. You see, folks all over the world love Memphis music. They travel from the furthest end of the earth to come and experience Memphis music. And what they want to hear when they get here has been here for a long time. That thing that first happened 40, 50, even 70 years ago had made Memphis a legendary music town. That's the legend. That's the draw of Memphis. That's what get people in China and England and Argentina and all hell, even Topeka, Kansas, to spend their hard-earned money to buy a plane ticket, fly to Memphis, come to Beale Street, buy an overpriced beer and a t-shirt, but go back home happy. They can say they walked the same sidewalk, ate the same food, stood in the same clubs, heard the same sound, breathed the same air, suffered the same god-awful Memphis summer heat as some of the greatest American musicians who ever lived. The Memphis musicians. But here's what they won't know, and probably won't ever think about. For every Elvis, Al, BB, and Isaac, there are literally thousands of musicians who play every night, sometimes as many as 300 nights a year, working to make a living and to keep the legend of Memphis alive. Musicians who are every bit as talented, every bit as hardworking and devoted as the ones who draw people from all over the world to come to Beale Street in Memphis and listen to the blues. But musicians whose names you'll probably never know. This is their story. This is the story of working in Memphis. And I mean working with your feet 10 feet off of Beale, a street where more than $30 million are made a year. And honey, ain't nobody in this movie a millionaire, and I can guarantee you that.
Hi, my name is Miss Ruby Wilson, and I am the queen of Beale Street. When I first started singing, I made 75 cents, and I was so happy. I went home and told my mom, I said, I made 75 cents, and I'm going back tomorrow. I went back the next night, I made $1.25. And I was just elated. Ooh, I said, they paid me to sing. So, you know, it got in my system, and it's been full speed ahead.
My name is Vince Johnson. I play on Beale Street, Memphis, Tennessee. I've been playing on the street for about 30 years, on and off, for about 30 years. I play normally 6 nights a week. 6 nights a week, sometimes twice a day. Yeah, I do that. I've been playing this thing ever since I was 12. I feel like it's like my hand. It's a second part. It's part of me. And when I play it, it makes me feel. It comforts me. It makes me feel good about what I'm doing. Something like that.
So my name is Patrick Dodd with the Patrick Dodd Trio from right here in Memphis, Tennessee. I've been playing down on Bill Street 300 days a year since 2008, and we are, as a trio, the 2011 Bill Street Entertainer of the Year. Well, the difference, after being on the show, after being on The Voice, the difference coming back is it's kind of the same response. It's just kind of multiplied, like before, all the club owners and door guys would say that people were coming up saying, hey, we're here to see the guy, do you know when the guy with the dreadlocks is playing? And now it's, when's the guy from The Voice playing, So I guess nobody still knows my name. They just know who I am in a different way.
Like this?
Yeah, like this.
So he always says, what's that pat on the back?
I think he's a good PM.
Thank you, Earl. I like you too.
Yeah.
I think Earl's one of the last living legends in Memphis music, really. So.
How did we meet?
Well,
he invited you over to his house for dinner.
that was later. Actually, my wife, Sheila.
Oh yeah.
Had introduced us because Sheila worked with Earl over at the White Wave drugstore for years. And she said, you gotta go hear Earl. So we came down to Blue City one night, and we were sitting in the audience. And anyway, on set break, went up and started talking to Earl, and I figured out that he was tuned up a half step.
Yeah.
And he didn't know how I knew that. It was my voodoo magic. So anyway, so he invited me to sit in, and here I am. So.
My name is Christopher McDaniel. I'm born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee. Grew up with the blues, and I've been singing down on Bill Street for the past 15 to 20 years. We actually play 3 to 4 nights a week down on Bill Street year-round. Every band doesn't get that chance to do that.
My name is Brad Burkadall. It's Bradley Dean Burkadall to be exact. I'm from Tacoma, Washington, USA, just south of Seattle. Born and bred there. I've been in Memphis for about 16 years. I probably play at least 200 nights a year, whether it's on Beale Street or a private function somewhere, or maybe a party for folks at Graceland. People may ask, aren't you waiting to make it big? Or what do you think will make it big? And I never understood what that meant, but I know what they think they mean. But to me, it's like making it big is, man, you got a steady gig to get to, you made it, I mean, honestly,
I'm Natalie Cunningham, and Natalie James is what I go by. My name is Natalie James as far as I'm a vocalist. Stage name is Natalie James. Been down here for about every bit of 3 years now.
My name is Joyce Henderson, and I'm a blues singer. I've been singing the blues. I started singing the blues, I feel, late in life. I started singing the blues in 1987. Took me that long to overcome my extreme shyness.
She could have been whatever she wanted to be, and she took the blues. And I would see Joyce come down the street, and I would say, Joyce, where you going? She said, I'm going to sing the blues. I'm going down on Bill Street. And I said, Joyce, what kind of money you gonna make on Bill Street singing the blues? She said, sis, you can make money. I said, no, you cannot make no money down there, Joyce. Joyce said, oh, yes, you can. I said, okay, I'm going with you.
My name is Steve Newman, and I've been working here on Bill Street for the past 5 years at Blue City Cafe. To the average person on the street, music is just like magic. They have no idea how many years or hours you spent kind of trying to, perfect what you do, and it's almost like sleight of hand to them. They don't really get it, but other musicians do.
These are the blues guys.
Hi, my name is Nikki Whitlock. Everybody calls me Miss Nikki. It's Mississippi Nikki because I'm from Holly Springs, Mississippi. To my recollection, I started singing with the Blues Masters in 2001. So officially,
Yeah.
It was 13 years ago,
Yeah.
officially.
Yeah.
However, we've been off and on, back together, off and on. So.
Believe it or not, we entertain more people than B.B. King ever entertained down here. So he's there only a certain time of year, but we're here every night.
Altogether, there are decades of experience and loads of talent collected between the musicians who play on Bill Street. But like everywhere else in this country, musicians' talents and experience ain't never enough to make a living. It might not even be half enough, especially on Bill Street. If you want to make a living, you gotta learn how to hustle. A few, and I mean a very few, musicians make barely enough money from the clubs to pay their bills. But for the vast majority of them, the difference between making it and being broke depends on what they collect every night in that 2 to 4 gallon size piece of plastic, the tip bucket.
How y'all doing? All right. See, I love folks to talk back to me now. See, well, I'm from the country and we like to talk to each other. We like to get to know each other. And one thing I want you all to know about us, the Blues Masters, here at the Blues Hall, we get paid by tips, y'all. So I want y'all to feel free and secure that you are doing something great when you come to this tip bucket, this tip basket, whatever you call it, because you're helping the band get paid. Now we're not here just for our good looks, and we know we look good, don't we, y'all? But we are here to please you. And we hope that we can satisfy your need for the blues, because that's our job. But see, also what we need for you to do is come on up to this bucket, basket, whatever, every time you get a chance. You got it in your pocket, your wallet, your pants, in your bra, wherever it's at. Who hide it in their sock? Bring some of it and put it in the basket. Show some love for the band. That's what we need. That's what we want.
Generally, down here on Bill Street, the way that you get paid is and if you get paid is especially when you're starting out, is most of the time 90% of it comes from your tip bucket.
You put that bucket out there and you can make a little bit more. Nobody ever go bucket being too proud to put a tip bucket out. Because a tip bucket might make you $100 over the amount that you normally made.
Well, the tip bucket is synonymous with Bill Street because every musician that has passed through Memphis, including B.B. King, Bobby Bland, Furry Lewis, Rufus Thomas, played on the street, and 9 times out of 10, all they got paid was what was in the tip bucket.
A lot of the performers here on Bill Street are working strictly for tips or the generosity of the audience. Some of the more successful, stable clubs provide you with a base salary per night, per performance. And we're fortunate in that we are one of the better paying clubs here. And we also get tips on top of that, so you can make a living. Unfortunately, some of the smaller clubs down the street, that's not possible. They work for very low wages. And a part of being a musician is learning how to negotiate and how to improve your earning power by seeking out the people that have a bigger budget. Even if it's not doing the kind of music you particularly want to do, adapt and learn to provide what's required.
And if the tourists only knew how hard we work, it's a real job down there. More importantly, to get the money, it's a hustle. So you have to have all kind of gimmicks to know how to get the money.
Oh yeah! Play the blues, child! Hey! Hey, child! Hey! Hey, child! Oh yeah! Hey! Come on, baby! Hey! Check it out, y'all. That's the soul. Hey, I could do nothing to save my doggone soul. But my mama told me, she said, child, when you get wrong, say you're gonna see the blues, gonna see the blues from now on. 'Cause I'm a woman, hey, I make love to a woman guy. It ain't never been done.
The way we get people to put money in the tip bucket is to give them a good show. And I've always said to people that play for me and with me, you'll always get good tips if you put on a good show. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll talk about raise your hand, raise your right hand, and everybody raise their hand. Now take that other hand and stick it in your pocket. Come up here and drop some money in the bucket. If you like what you're hearing, or hearing what you like, drop some money in the bucket. If you don't like it, drop some money in the bucket. That way we can get some lessons.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you're hearing, put some money in the bucket. If you don't, put some money in the bucket so we can get some lessons.
Right. Okay, maybe I done sung about 3 or 4 songs now. We need to make a little money. So now I'm gonna have, if the tip's been kind of easy coming, or you know, but ever so often we gonna put out a call for you to come up to the tip bucket. So sometimes I'll say, oh, okay, I'm just talking. Oh, yeah, you having a good time? Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful, you know, but applause is just like butter to us musicians. You know, we thank y'all for that applause. Applause is just like butter to us musicians. But now we need a little bread to go with it. So sometimes we'll tell them if we're only working for tips, we make what you give us off our tip bucket and off of our CD sales. So if you please come to the tip bucket, be generous, and let me introduce you to our tip bucket. This is our manager. He never says a mumbling word. He just sits here with his mouth wide open, and he'll take whatever you give him. Nickels, dimes, dollars, quarters, pennies, Visa, and MasterCard. That's a joke.
It's just tough to make a living as a musician.
It really is. It's real tough. And
you better love it.
You gotta love it to keep doing it, you know. I done played too long to be playing for the bucket. I get sick of the bucket. Tips. I want to play where I can make some money.
Come on and tip by, tip the band. Don't be shy, folks. Come on by. Why don't you tip on by? Tip the band. Thank you so much. Well, it's really quite easy to do. I can assure you. Just tip the band. Oh, everybody, don't be shy. Why don't you tip by, tip the band? Won't you tip by, tip the band? Why don't you stop on by with a buck or two in your hand? Well, there really ain't nothing to it. It's easy to do it. Just wanna say thank you. Thank you for tipping the band.
With all the talent on Beale Street, you may wonder, is there a competition between the musicians? Well, it may be that the jury is still out on that question.
I used to always say that this is not a music competition. Each band, each singer, each performer is doing what they do. And that's how I feel about it. Say, when there's another female vocalist performing next door, Do I feel I'm in a competition with her? No, because I know I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. She's gonna do whatever she's gonna do. Whoever the audience likes, hey, it's their choice. But you know, in my heart, it's not a competition. But in the view of others, it probably is. Because we're competing for the money. We want these tips. Y'all come over here and pay us. Put some money in this tip bucket. Yeah.
It's competition. Everybody's in a rut because everybody's trying to get paid. And when your finances not working right, means your mind is not motivated to work.
I know that a lot of the older people down here that have been doing this for 20 and 30 years, you know, they do complain about younger people coming in and just playing for dirt, you know, pretty much, just playing for nothing, and it, you know, it makes their value go down. I guess that's the way they look at it.
You know, I guess everybody's kind of competing for the crowd, but to me, it's just, it wouldn't be any fun just to show up and sit there and just play. They don't care, you know, because they can turn on the radio, right? And quite frankly, it's like, well, what's the point of playing live if you're not live? You know?
Hey man, hey, it's entertainment, right? I think Billy Kisses have done best, right? Here we go. There we go.
Let's see you do that.
I don't feel there's really competitions with other bands. I still feel that a lot of band members and just I think people still got a lot of egos going on, and you reach a certain age, your ego is supposed to be out the door, and I think that's still going on with egos and everything, and you know, it should be about two things. It should be about the music and try and get your bills paid.
And I feel that, you know, we got to step up to our game to deal with that competition. Hey, when we come out, we coming out for blood.
Well, I don't feel like it's a competition between us and any other band. I personally feel like it's a competition within myself to play each night the best that I can play each night, you know, consistently. Some nights I may come down and I feel good. Some nights I come down and I don't feel so good because I am a senior citizen. So it just varies. But I try to put on the best show possible each time.
Well, I differ from that because when I come out, I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to play. I mean, you know, it's been going on for years and years. I mean, you know, it ain't just started yet.
So many tourists come here to Bill Street and they say, I've had so many people say this to me, they're like, man, there's so much talent down here. Like, it must be like so much competition to get gigs down here because there's only so many spots, and there's hundreds of musicians down here that can play at the same level that we do. And the truth is, man, it's really not like that because it truly is like all of us, right down to the club owners and everything. It's truly one big family, you know. Like, I have all these guys' phone numbers in my cell phone. When somebody can't make it, you know, I'll call this guy, or I'll call this guy, you know, and we all work together to kind of make our lives work.
There's a community of musicians on Bill Street. Everybody knows it. We've all at one time played in the same band or on the same stage with each other. There's a lot of we all work together in so many ways because if I need a guitar player, if that guitar player that I know that's playing with another band is not working that day, I'll call him and say, come play for me. Or if I need a drummer, walk down the street and there's a drummer that's waiting to play somewhere. You know, you call them and say, come on, sit and bring your kit, let's put it on the stage, let's go to work.
The more people you play with, you know, you learn it from every angle. Every time you give a different band, you got different people, so you learn different things. And that brings you up to be a better person and musician.
So why do they do it? Why don't these incredibly talented, hardworking musicians get off a bill? Get out of Memphis. Why don't they just quit? Well, honey, that's a question for the ages.
I keep playing music because I can't do anything else, frankly, honestly, you know. As a matter of fact, I sold real estate for 2 years, you know, while I was playing music. And I was like, you know what? I'm a song and dance man.
Being a musician on Beale Street is a love-hate relationship. I love it when it hates me sometimes, you know. There are times when you really need to make money and it never happens. There are times when you don't need to make money, and you do. There's money in it, but there's not a lot of money in it. But we do it because we love the music.
I mean, it's real hard. I believe anything that you do in life that you love is going to be hard. And being a musician is no exception. I wouldn't want my kids to do it. You know, I wouldn't want them to do it at all.
For every B.B. King, there are people everywhere that are striving and just don't quite get the right break. And it's difficult. You have to have a lot of self-discipline. You have to learn to discipline your finances, your time, your energy. Know who is going to be worthwhile to invest time in, who's not, who's serious, who's not. And it's not an easy life, but it's a very fulfilling life if you decide to go that route and you're willing to make the commitment to stick with it.
And that did not make me happy at all. Playing music, singing to people, singing in general, playing the guitar makes you feel so good. Even if you hit a bad note, you still feel good.
I feel proud to be able to give my craft to some of the younger kids that are coming along, because a lot of them they're out of touch with the blues and what it really sounds like.
I'm never lonesome. I never get sick, so forth. Like I said, I'm never lonesome. I watch TV, I play root, mess around with Root Jean. Albert King, so I can rub my hand up and down her neck. Yeah. Man, get some good guitar players. I'm only playing what I know to play. Yeah. I made this book.
All these other little courses and things I took, trying to find what it was that I was interested in. But the main thing that I was interested in, and I noticed now, was the singing, and I was trying to get through that.
And she made all of us sing, so it was already
but
there.
I had everybody else
all
singing
of us
and dancing all around me, though.
You know,
it was
all
right
my
there.
brothers and sisters, all of us sitting down just singing all these songs and stuff, and I said, someday I knew our sisters, though. I know George's gonna sing. Jump, do-do-do-do, for your love. I jump in, do-do-do-do, feel your touch.
If you wanna taste my kisses
I got my
in
part
the
coming.
night, baby, jump for your love. Jump.
You know my heart
will make you happy. Jump in.
Oh no, I never thought about quitting. Quitting is the least thing I would like to do. I like to work for the rest of my life. Because there ain't no job. It's a pleasure. When you can make somebody happy, just by singing to them, it's a pleasure. And that's what I love doing. I like seeing people smile. And if you sing to them or you tell a joke or little things in common, they will agree with you. And they will come back. And they will come back. And they will come back. So it's never, I'm finished with this business. I'm finished when the Lord says it's time to go.
As far as me stopping, or I'll be doing this probably for the rest of my life. You know, I love it. I love singing. Whether I'm singing blues or singing for the Lord, I love singing. I love good blues and I love good gospel. And through all of this, through the drugs, through the alcohol, you know, friends and people dying, and you know, I'm still here. And it's been a long road, and it's gonna be even a little longer, but I don't plan on quitting anytime soon. I'm gonna be like Mick Jagger. I'm gonna live forever.
Tell me something good. Yeah. Tell me that you love me. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Tell me something good. Tell me, baby, yeah. Tell me that you like it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. God knows time is what you know to say. I make you wish there were 48 hours each day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your problem is you ain't been loved like you should. But what I got to give will sure enough do you good. Ooh, shaka, shaka. Ooh, shaka, shaka. Ooh, shaka, shaka. Ooh, shaka, shaka. Tell me something good.